Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. In today's video, we are over on day 6 of my free-to-play account where we are grinding the hell out of the game, and I have hit one of the biggest traps that I think a lot of players, or many players, might get stuck in the early game. Now, I am making it work because I am sweating ridiculously, but I want to talk about that and why you kind of want to avoid this depending on the type of person you are. Now, first of all, just a quick update on what we're doing with this account. You can check my previous videos in the series to check it out. Essentially, we're doing this playthrough where we take Gallic and then we use my download link in the description to get Elenaril, we get Tagoar, we get Mausoleum, Mage, and Uugo. We've been using Tagoar and the Supreme Gallic from the code to absolutely dominate the faction tower and get some really good pieces of gear, and that is the strategy we are testing out. Just keep in mind, to do this strategy, you need to be a Giga Sweat and spend a ton of time in the game to really see the rewards of getting some good perception gear by pushing those faction towers. And people are always asking me, is Kale still better? Kale is definitely the safe bet to start your account with. Like I said, this is an experiment that I'm running, and I am thoroughly impressed with it so far, and you guys can track along with this one. Let's go through the sort of trap that I've fallen into, and that comes over here in the arena. As you guys can see, I am in Gold 1, and I am too far gone in Gold 1, and I am kind of stuck here. Now, the problem with that is, if you check out my defense, it is just one easy beat champion. However, if you look at my defense battle log, I have not been attacked in 16 hours. As I'm new to the game, I don't know if there's like a limit on how many enemies can actually attack you per day or something like that. My plan was just to get into Gold 1, refresh on repeat and beat the easy beat enemies, and then just get punched back down into Silver by losing defense. But unfortunately, I am not losing enough defenses to do that, so I am stuck in Gold, and there is just no one I can beat. Now, like I said, I am making this work purely because of the fact that I am... At minimum, I'm refreshing this. This free refresh comes every 15 minutes. I am doing it at least 3 times an hour, but the problem for me is that I have to sleep. And when I sleep, my arena tokens stack up, and when we combine that with the fact that we get a bunch from other things, plus we have the CVC tournament. So I've got 2 extra refills that I'm going to have to burn in the next day. Plus we'll get another 5 from missions, from quests. Plus we'll get another refill from our daily playtime. This is the problem that comes when you get trapped in Gold. Now, there are a couple things I can do. First off, I can just tank my rating and drop all the way down to Silver by just losing battles against the weakest enemy so that I lose the most amount of points. That is one option. Option B is what I am doing, and that is to just try and stay in here, refresh as often as I can, and try and claim those wins whenever I can against enemies. If you look at my battle log, this morning I did attack a couple of strong enemies and get some losses just because I had the extra 5 arena tickets that were about to expire, so I just slapped into anything. But as you can see, I am steadily attacking enemies that do have weak defenses. Previous to this, there was a bunch of them. Like I said, these were the ones that I had to attack just to try and get something out of the way. But in general, I'm just refreshing, trying to do it. Now, like I said, the other option is you just tank your way back into it. If you are a player who doesn't have the sweaty no-life mentality to sit in here all day, refresh it every 15 minutes, then I would highly recommend trying to stay in Silver 5. Is that what it is? Silver 4. I would try and stay in here. Now, to stay in here, you don't want to set a completely dud defense because in Silver, there are a lot of people attacking. So I would set, like, if it was me, if I was down there trying to stay in Silver 4, I maybe set something like this, maybe something like this and this, so I don't lose every battle and drop down to Silver 3, but I do want to still stay in there. But like I said, for me, at the moment, I am going to stay in here. I'm going to try as hard as I can to stay in it. If I get to the point where all of my, attacks in the bag and stuff like that are running out, I will just go ahead and tank myself down to Silver if I have to. But at the moment, I'm kind of curious to see what happens if I jump up into Gold 2, and maybe I can keep just climbing, because eventually there's a Arbiter mission where you need to get to Gold 5. So I'm just going to play it around with it, test it, see how we go. If I have to, I can tank it. Now, the one thing is, if we go over here to tiers, it's not the end of the world for me either, because you see here, I'm getting 2 gold tokens over here in this one, whereas I would be getting 3 for victories over in Silver. So I am actually getting higher value drops when we go over here to the Great Hall. Now, with the Great Hall, also don't upgrade anything beyond level 3 because there are Arbiter missions that require you to make them to 4, and I don't think those are retrospective, so I am stopping here. But essentially, if we go to upgrade, you can see that it's 200 golds or or 400 silvers. So these golds are weighted twice as valuable as the silvers. So it's not too bad in the sense that if I am getting these golds, they are more valuable. And then if we also go ahead and look at the upgrades, you can see that when I get, if we go over here again, upgrade to get to 4, it's 400 or 200. But once we get to level 7 and beyond, you have to use the golds. So worst case, later on, I can tank my rating, pick up the silvers, use the silvers for like 4, 5, 6, and save all my golds for those higher rankings where I actually need them. So that's kind of a trap, but like I said, you don't want to get stuck in here if you in gold if you can't like be refreshing constantly, because otherwise you're just going to end up overcapping your attacks and letting these things go to waste in your bag. Now, if you're a casual player, that's fine, but that's just something to definitely pay attention to and not get stuck in a trap unless you are a giga sweat like me and you are sort of really sweating it out like that. Now, I want to give you guys a quick update on the account where we are at. So we did hit level 4. Actually, the first thing is yesterday, literally, no, was it today or it was today? No, it was yesterday. Yesterday we made the 6-star. Yesterday we made our 6-star Tagoar. I mean, sorry, our 6-star Supreme Gallic. Now, if we go over here and we just, for instance, go here, this is the easiest way for me to show it. You can see here that I have got a bunch of fodder. I got one 5-star. I've got my 4-star maxes. I've got a ton of 3-star maxes. I got a bunch of 2-star maxes, and I'm just pretty much getting close to making my next 6-star on this account. So that is where I've got to come with a decision. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, because I am honestly, my brain is telling me to get the, what's her face? The Alice, because I'm getting her tomorrow. But I really do want to test making Tagoar my next 6-star, because I think he might help me in the tower a bit more than Alice will in this early stage. And it's one of those ones. My logic is saying just take Alice and do Alice, but I'm also that guy who likes testing things that aren't the thing you should do. So I'm thinking I might do Tagoar. Also, I'm super curious if I do Tagoar, whether he can keep my team alive and I can push up to like Dragons 20 in like a week or so, which would be a big achievement if I could. So that's why, for the sake of experimenting, I'm thinking about going with Tagoar. But let me know what you guys think. I'm probably going to go with it anyway, because if you guys have watched this series, you know I'm into experimenting. If something is the quote-unquote meta in the game, and I think something could work maybe as well, maybe a little bit worse, but hey, at least I get to find out. That's what I like doing. I like testing things that haven't been tested. So like I said, let me know what you guys think. What would be the best play? I'm kind of leaning into the Tagoar because, you know, he is a man that is at a huge amount of speed for this early in the game. Once again, we're on day 6 of the account, and he's pretty tanky, but if I get those base stats cranking by level 60, this guy is going to be huge, meaning his healing is going to be bigger, his shields are going to be bigger, and he's just going to keep my whole team alive a lot better. Now, when we look to skill ups, I did fully book my Tagoar. He missed out, or like on the 2 skills that I needed. I saved 1 skill book on the basic. I then put 2 into Mausoleum Mage. I made a deal with myself that I was only going to put 3 skill books into Mausoleum Mage. And if all 3 of them hit this one, then I would keep going. But if I could just get 1 into the shield, I would probably stop. So now I'm just going to save my skill books, wait and see where my account's at, because Uugo is one for the future that I really want to invest into, but I'm wrapped that I managed to get this one down to that 3-turn cooldown with only using 2 books, and the other book went into the heal, which is a lot better than going into the basic attack. So, I mean, the basic attack ain't bad to max out either, because it increases your chance of decreased speed, but I do have the Supreme Gallic, who also has that viability, although it be not 100% because they have to be on high turn gauge. So that was a little bit of an upgrade that I did there. As for the faction wars, you can see Orc Crypt, we managed to push up and clear 15 and farm this. This has a really good drop rate. It's 80% legendaries in this one. So this was a big upgrade. The boss was a nightmare to get through, but once I got through the boss, this one's very easy. I do think I can clear 16 today because I did get some upgrades into my Gallic. If we go ahead and take a look at my Gallic over here, you can see that, you know, I did get from my, the beginner pass, I did actually get my next set of gear, and this one actually happened to be a one with speed substat, and it rolled double rolls into speed. Previously, I was using this one down here, which had the crit damage and accuracy, which was really nice, but I kind of want to get a bit more speed. Although the loss of accuracy does hurt, so I'm kind of in this feathering position with him at the moment, like between speed and accuracy and trying to get better stats. So I upgraded this one just to get a bit more attack to make my farming a bit easier. It was probably a waste, but it is what it is. But yeah, I really do need to land into some better pieces for these 2 slots, ideally. so that I can keep cranking this guy and get some more accuracy. I think we got a spiders tournament coming up, so when the spider tournament comes, I will go ahead and do this stuff and keep cranking that. So that is pretty much where the account is at. Like I said, be careful of the arena. You can get trapped in that gold ranking, and if you're a more casual player, try and stay in the silver 4 for the beginning part of the game until you're a bit beefier, because everyone is above that like 150k team power, and I'm sitting at about like I think 40 or 50, and you just don't really have a chance to win that many battles unless you're spam refreshing. Anyway, that is the update for the account on day 6. I will keep you guys updated. Let me know anything else you guys want to see from the channel. I'm just doing this. I got a bunch of other videos planned as well, early game guides and stuff like that, because that is where my key knowledge is at the moment. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.